Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The emotional aftermath of Garrison Brown's tragic death has sent shockwaves through the Sister Wives world, exposing long-buried pain, broken connections, and unspoken truths that may finally force Kody Brown to look inward and re-evaluate the relationships that have dominated his life, including his contentious and increasingly criticized relationship with Robyn Brown. For more than a decade, fans have watched as the once closely knit polygamous family began to fray under the weight of favoritism, neglect, and emotional alienation, with many citing Robyn's entrance as the tipping point at which Kody lost contact with his other wives and children. Now, as the family mourns the devastating loss of Garrison, a young man beloved by viewers for his honesty, independence, and bravery, Kody is confronted with the painful and permanent consequences of his own emotional detachment from his children. The stillness that followed Garrison's death was deafening, not just Kody's public pronouncements, but also the evident and rising bitterness among his children, who felt abandoned and unseen. Fans instantly saw that Kody and Robyn had little presence or acknowledgement at Garrison's memorials, but Christine, Janelle, and the siblings stood together in solidarity. And as the grief grows, so does the reflection. Might this loss be the emotional wake-up call Kody needs to finally realize what viewers have been screaming for years? Robyn Brown is not the savior of his family, but rather the biggest wedge that has torn them apart. For years, Kody defended Robyn as his loyal and obedient wife, praising her for her devotion while condemning Christine and Janelle for being too independent, aggressive, and reluctant to submit to his authority. But in this new chapter, marked by sadness and regret, those vacuous compliments seem hollow. Robyn, who formerly professed to seek sisterhood and family unity, is now viewed as the gatekeeper of Kody's devotion, the enabler of his detachment, and possibly the emotional manipulator who separated him from his children during their most vulnerable years. Garrison, in particular, had a strained relationship with Kody and Robyn, calling them out in previous episodes for hypocrisy and carelessness. He was not afraid to tell the truth, and fans appreciated him for confronting the toxic favoritism that left him and his siblings feeling abandoned. Now, in the aftermath of his sad loss, many are asking if Kody's eyes are finally opening to the true damage done, not just by his decisions, but also by Robyn's quiet but powerful impact. Is it conceivable that sadness has damaged Kody's sense of control, allowing him to finally see the pattern? That Robyn's obedience came at the expense of family togetherness, that her continual presence drove everyone else away, and that the isolation she encouraged eventually left Kody with a smaller, lonelier family than he had imagined? The Sister Wives fan base has long argued whether Robyn Brown's involvement in the family was genuine or deliberate. Many people noticed that she was not like Mary, Christine, or Janelle when she first joined the family. Whereas the original spouses created their lives together from the ground up, Robyn brought a new set of needs, expectations, and demands, including legal drama, financial difficulty, and emotional manipulation. Kody legally divorced Mary so that he could adopt Robyn's children. He purchased her a luxurious home while the others were living in substandard rentals. He avoided family gatherings, holidays, and milestones with his other children, only to appear on social media in matching attire with Robyn and her children. It became evident that Robyn was more than just another wife, she was the priority. Favoritism was especially damaging for children like Garrison, who tried to retain a relationship with their father. Garrison attempted to hold his father accountable. He questioned Kody's COVID regulations, the reasoning behind Robyn's bubble, and objected when his father prioritized one home over all others. Instead of being heard, Garrison was dismissed as rebellious, demanding, and ungrateful. And now that he's gone, the guilt is irreversible. Fans point out that Kody's most vociferous critics, Garrison, Gabe, and even Isabel, were not irrationally outraged. They begged for attention, presence, and love. And Kody, under Robyn's spell, refused to listen. In this new light, Robyn's carefully manufactured image is beginning to disintegrate. She has long played the victim, wiping away tears in interviews and professing uncertainty about why her family refuses to accept her. Viewers can now see through the facade. Robyn wept about not being wanted despite doing little to close the gap. She professed to be open to sisterhood despite purposefully isolating herself. And when Kody became increasingly erratic, lashing out at his other wives and children, she did not intervene to mediate or redirect him. Instead, she sat calmly, allowing Kody to destroy all bridges while keeping her own house intact. Now that Garrison is gone, the silence feels even more menacing. What if Robyn had urged Kody to reunite with his sons? What if she had encouraged him to show up more, apologize, and be present? What if, instead of being the gatekeeper, she opened the door? The hard truth is that Robyn benefited from the division. As Kody drove away his wives and children, her influence got stronger. And now Kody is left with only one household, and a lingering regret that he may never overcome. Garrison's death may be a watershed moment not only for Kody's public image, but also for his internal reckoning. It's the type of life-changing occurrence that drives even the most resistant person to confront hard truths. For the first time, Kody may have to face the prospect that the love he worked so hard to protect, his relationship with Robyn, has cost him everything else. That the togetherness he thought he had with her was founded on the ruins of broken relationships. That his sons needed a father, and he was not present. And now when it's too late, excuses are no longer valid. Fans are already predicting that the upcoming season of Sister Wives will feature a much more broken and regretful Kody. One who is struggling to rebuild relationships with his remaining children. One who begins to remove himself from Robyn, not because he dislikes her, but because he realizes the harm that their exclusivity has created. Someone who, in his anguish, begins to listen. And what about Robyn? As Kody spirals, will she cling harder or fade into the background? Will she fight for the image she created, or will she accept her role in the family split? Will she continue to claim that she was unfairly targeted, or will she admit that her presence came with a cost? So far, Robyn has been mostly silent about Garrison's death. Christine and Janelle shared poignant words and images, but Robyn's public grieving has been minimal. Some admirers interpret this as evidence of guilt or emotional detachment. Others believe she is scared to speak out because she is aware that each word she says could be weaponized by a mourning fandom. Regardless of her motivations, her absence has been noticed, and has spurred greater criticism than ever before. Robyn, long regarded as the faithful wife, is now remembered as the lady who stood passively by as a family crumbled. For many admirers, the silence is inexcusable. Garrison's death is irreversible, but it may finally serve as a catalyst for change in a family in desperate need. If Kody Brown is ever to rebuild what has been damaged, he must begin with accountability, which includes addressing not only his own faults, but also the role Robyn played in enabling them. He must confront the reality that love without balance is hazardous, and that commitment to one wife cannot be at the expense of fatherhood for 18 children. That sometimes the folks we trust the most are the ones who blind us to our worst habits. And if Robyn truly cares for Kody, she will not oppose this awakening, rather, she will support it. Because if she doesn't, Kody may grow to perceive her as the reason he is alone, rather as his last devoted partner. The Sister Wives series has always been about more than polygamy, it's about identity, connection, and the gradual unraveling of illusions. For more than a decade, Kody believed that he could manage several relationships, raise a large family, and still keep control. However, dreams die hard, and reality has finally caught up. In this new chapter, audiences expect to witness redemption. They want Kody to take genuine measures to reconnect with his children, in showy gestures, but in humility. They want Robyn to come out of her protective bubble and face the agony she helped cause. Above all, they want Garrison's life to be remembered not for how it ended, but for what it might teach this fractured family. That love must be demonstrated, not simply said. That presence is more important than strength. That one child's voice, if neglected for too long, can reverberate in eternity.